Yo, 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 welcome to the Juiced Up Show. I'm your host, Jake Juiced Up Accardo. This is our NBA special, episode 3, joined by my co-host, Jamaica Gary. How we doing today, fine sir?
What's up, Jake? Thanks for having me back. Looking forward to talking about the NBA season
Yes,
and the
sir.
playoffs.
Yeah, we got a good one on the show today. We're going to do a little season wrap-up. We're going to talk about the highs and the lows of this past season. You know, some of the things that were surprises to myself and Jamaica Gary, some of the letdowns. We're going to go over some of the first-round seedings and predictions. We're going to talk a little Lakers, their situation with Luka and Austin Reeves out. You know, they kind of SOL in the first round playing the Rockets. And then at the end of the show, it's the Juiced Up Takes. And we're going to call these ones, this is going to be the rum juiced up take for Gary because he likes the rum punch being from Jamaica. So this is going to be the rum juiced up takes at the end of the show. All right, so first on the docket is the season wrap up, highs and lows, surprises, some things that were, that we didn't expect that maybe we thought were going to happen. What are some of the surprises that you thought? What were some of the lows in the season to you, Jamaica Gary?
All right, for me, this a big surprise was the trades.
Yeah.
Luka going to the Lakers, Harden getting sent over to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Quite a few other shuffles that went. Utah got stacked.
Yeah.
Surprised Ja Morant didn't get traded.
Yeah.
Neither did Giannis.
Yep.
So those were a bunch of surprises for me.
Yeah.
Low point in the season, I guess with all the injuries, it's kind of a little deflating when you got star players coming up to the most important part of the season. They're looking like they're falling like flies.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, that's pretty sad. Luka, AR, that might change the whole trajectory of the playoffs. So that's kind of like the low point for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I think, and then also with the gambling stuff right at the start of the season, Chauncey Billups being the head coach of the Trailblazers, he gets caught up in a gambling sting. You got Terry Rozier. So that was a good, those are some fireworks to start the season. The Kawhi Leonard contract with the Clippers and Aspire, and, how they were back channeling money to him through a foundation, and that, that investigation's still going on. But there was some positives in the season as well. We don't want to hang our hat on the negatives, obviously. But they had a great. They had that Commissioner's Cup was also a great turnout. The All-Star game ended up being more competitive with this new format. It actually ended up being
that was fun.
Ended up being a better All-Star game than people thought it would be. So there was some good things to hang your hat on. Obviously, the main headline of the season was the tanking and players taking a rest. So that was, interesting. I think one of the great highlights of the season was Jason Tatum able to come back off of an Achilles injury within 299 days. And yourself, Jamaica Gary, you know what it's like to come back from one of those injuries. So kind of tell it from the point of view of someone that's actually torn their Achilles and what it's kind of really like. Like, give us a little bit of the rundown of what day-to-day life is like. Once you pop that Achilles, like what's the steps that you had to go through, just being a common citizen?
Well, just for me, instant atrophy, having to put all your weight on one side of your body. I ended up getting an injury on my hip on the opposite side. Losing your mobility, losing your freedom. Trying to get it back is difficult. I mean, there's a lot of stretching. I'm not a fan of stretching, but if you don't stretch, if you don't, man, and strengthen it. Yeah. So it is a little bit of a, took me 2 years, but I'm not a pro athlete.
Yeah, and obviously but I'm just trying to get what it's like just from day to day life. And then what about the mental aspect of it? Once you do get to that point where you can put weight on it and you can kind of exert yourself a little more, how does that affect you mentally? And how is that overcoming those kind of obstacles as well?
Well, that's interesting. I think the mental part is the hardest part. You have to, whatever activities you're involved in. I still play basketball. So if I try to jump and try to, make a sudden movement, I have to have the confidence that it's going to hold up. And that did take a while before you just are using it without thinking.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I brought that up, so I thought I would just kind of roll with it because I remember that did happen to you. So you know what the process is like and how that feels to go through an injury like that. So And especially with Tatum being at such a young age, that usually happens later on in a career when you have a little more wear and tear on the body as well. So, those are some of the highlights that I thought were great in the season. Before we jump into the seedings, let's talk a little bit about the Lakers right now, and then we'll get into the brackets of the playoffs and how that's laying out. So the Lakers, obviously, they're in a bad predicament right now. They did get lucky with the fourth seed drawing the Houston Rockets. They do get a home court advantage. But you got Luka, your top scorer, out. You got Austin Reeves, your second top scorer, out. Luka was in a game that they're getting beat by like 30 points, so I don't really know why he was still in the shuffle in that game, why JJ Redick did that. But it is what it is. He got hurt. There's news that he's coming back from Spain this Friday because their series won't start till this coming weekend, so they got another week off. But it's not looking too good for the Lakers right now. I think they're going to have to put the load on LeBron. You got DeAndre Ayton. I don't know how trustworthy he is in a 7-game series. What's your feelings on the Lakers right now? And how can they do with LeBron at the helm taking over?
Well, they got a lucky break. They got Houston. Of all the teams that they can match up with, they have a shot against Houston with being undermanned. For me, Aiden and Hachimura, if they don't play lights out, the Lakers are gonna have a tough time.
Yeah.
That is my honest opinion. They need rebounding, they need defense. Hachimura's got to drop at least 20, 25 to give LeBron some help.
And play both sides.
Yeah, and play. He's done it before in the past in the playoffs. He's kind of stepped his game up, started pulling down some boards, being a little bit more aggressive down in the box.
Right.
This is a perfect opportunity for him to highlight some of those skills because he's just been a catch and shoot player for the last couple of months.
That's correct. Yeah, and you know what I think? I didn't think about this earlier, but I think them getting Luke Kennard, a shooter on the perimeter.
Oh my God!
He can kind of open up
lucky
the floor.
Break.
Yeah, so if he can play out of his mind and shoot like JJ Redick, you never know.
Well, I mean, it looks like they're gonna play him to put the ball on the floor. He's got those skills.
Yeah.
But then you got Bronny coming off the bench, so.
No, that bench is shortening up, and Bronny's at the very end.
Bronny's gonna get some playoff minutes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
If they're getting blown,
he's gonna set some records with Dad. He's gonna give his dad the first turnover.
If they're getting blown out, he'll get some burn. But other than that guy he better not see the floor. I swear. And you know what?
I mean,
what's that?
They're gonna give him some burn. I mean, it looks like they're gearing him up for it because he's been playing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to justify having the guy on the bench.
Yeah, and paying him what's he getting paid? $55 million? Yeah. I forget what it is. It's quite a.
Yeah.
No, Bronny.
Oh, Bronny ain't making no $55 million. Come on,
Bronny. What is Bronny's deal? We gotta have to look that up and figure it out.
He's making league minimum. He was a G League player.
No. I think Bronny got a $9 million deal, if I'm not mistaken. So he's making like $3 million a year.
Yeah, but I know 55. Come on, man.
I think he was holding out for 55.
Shit, he'll be lucky if he makes 55 his whole NBA career.
Hey man, when your dad is the GOAT, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can get a chance. You can get a chance.
Yeah, we only got so much time to record, so let's not get into that today. But I was going to add on real quick to the first part of surprises. I'm going to say JJ Redick, he did a great job coaching. I think he did a really good job with the situation he was in, not having a lot of defensive players, and I thought he did a great job. So I wanted to add that on. And I think this series right now, with them and the Rock, we'll just jump right into it. We'll start with their series in the Western Conference. We got the Lakers, Rockets in the fourth, fifth seed. I think this could be a big is it DeMarcus Smart? I think this could be a big series for him.
Oh, Marcus Smart?
Smart.
I
mean, he's a defender. Yeah. He can maybe pull a couple threes out of his butt. But I think this is going to be a big series for him because your focal point, obviously, with the Rockets is KD. They don't have a lot of good ball handlers. Their shooting is streaky. They got that Sengun guy in the middle, but he's kind of wishy-washy. He could be kind of spazzy. He could be spazzy like old boy, like Karl Towns kind of ish sometimes. So
He might eat Aiden alive if you're not careful. I
So
mean, hey, Aiden's gotta do something to earn his paycheck, or he's out of here next year.
yeah, for sure. You know what? I'm gonna put all my eggs in the LeBron basket, and I'm gonna go with the Lakers on this one. And I feel like
Oh, stop! Keep being a hater.
I'm going
Keep
the
being a
Lakers.
LeBron hater.
I'm
Don't
picking
jump
the
on the
Lakers.
bandwagon now.
I'm picking the Lakers. But you know what? I think this is also going to be a big series for KD's legacy because he hasn't done much since he left Golden State in the sense of playoff wins and advancing in the playoffs. So I think this is
Well,
just as
he's
big.
always talking about wanting to be number one. This is the perfect matchup.
Yeah.
LeBron is technically, statistically ahead of him.
Yeah.
And so, hey, LeBron versus Steph, that was a pretty serious matchup. The 3-1 comeback.
Right. So who do you like in this
Yeah.
series? Who are you going with? And tell us, give us a little input on what you're seeing in this series.
I think the Lakers are gonna squeak it out. It's gonna be a 7-game series, but I think the Lakers are gonna squeak that out.
You like the Lakers?
I just think the Lakers just the way they've been playing balls to the wall all year, back against the wall all year. They've been playing all kind of different lineups. I just think their experience and that tenacity is gonna pay off in the end.
And I think this is a great game, or a great series for LeBron, with him not having to, use a lot of energy during this season because he was deferring to Austin Reeves and Luca. So I feel like this is a great series for LeBron to kind of enforce his will. There's not a lot of matchups that there's going to be able to match up with him when he's on offense. So we'll see how they do. All right, and then
they're gonna have a tough time defensively with the big man and KD and Ahmed Thompson.
Yeah.
Those guys are young, athletic. They're gonna have a tough time.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump into these playing games for the Western Conference. We're gonna have we got Portland at Phoenix for the 7th-8th seed. Loser of that will play the winner of the Clippers Warriors series, or the Warriors game. That's the 9-10th one. That's gonna be at LA. I know being in Portland, and I've seen them play. They got Drew Holiday. They'll probably put him on Devin Booker. They have some familiarity playing each other, being on the Olympic team. So I'm sure they kind of know how each other's game works. Blazers have a good little inside presence with Clegan. They got some good perimeter defenders. You got Scoot Henderson playing pretty well now. So I'm gonna go with the Blazers taking that 7th seed, and then they'll match up with the Spurs. And then I'm gonna take the Clippers versus the Suns, and I'll take the Suns getting the 8th seed. So I got Blazers at 7, Suns at 8. Who do you see the 7th and 8th seed playing out in your mind, Gary?
Oh my gosh. The Suns might clip that. The Suns are hungry. They got what's my man? They got Booker, but then they got the other maniac.
They got Dylan Brooks, the defender guy.
Dylan Brooks, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna make the difference. Him and Booker, they don't step on each other's toes. He plays defense. He's a presence. I think he's gonna make the difference.
Okay, so you like the Suns?
That was a good trade for them.
Okay, so you like
yes, sir.
Suns over the Blazers. So Suns at the 7th seed. Who do you like in the Clippers Warriors game, the 9-10 matchup?
I'm gonna go with the Warriors.
Wow, really?
I got no faith in the Clippers. Is Kawhi not hurt?
No, he's playing.
He's playing.
Yeah, Kawhi's been playing. Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be a good matchup, but I just think that Steph is gonna be able to shoot him out of it.
Okay.
Shoot him. If you need a buzzer beater, you need a couple of shots with a minute left. I just think you can't. It's hard to bet against Steph.
Yeah. Okay, and then who do you have in the 8th seed then with the Blazers and the Warriors playing then? Because that'll be
the Blazers and the Warriors.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Blazers on that when they get to that point.
Okay, so you got the Suns at the 7, Blazers at the 8. So our matchups are going to be Thunder and Blazers, Spurs and Suns. I think we're both in agreement. They should end those series either in five games or a sweep. I would say, right? I think we're in agreement on that one.
Five-ish games.
Gentlemen
I think
sweep.
there's going to be some crazy referees that are gonna have you scratching your head. They've been having me scratch my head all season. Like what? Even after the replay, I'm like, what are you looking at?
Exactly.
But it's been interesting. Some of those foul calls, you just don't know what you're gonna get in the playoffs when they change the foul situation.
I agree.
They're gonna let them play, or they're gonna call ticky-tack fouls. Who knows?
Okay. And then the next series is so now that leaves us with just one series left, and that's the 3 seed Nuggets at the 6 seed Timberwolves. There was I was listening to mainstream radio today, and there was some theories that Brian Windhorst on ESPN was saying that Denver was trying to get out of this spot so they wouldn't have to play Minnesota. They could have played Houston instead. But they ended up still winning. Denver did, so they ended up having to be the 3 seed. So Brian Windhorst had a little theory that Denver didn't really want the 3 seed. They'd rather have gone against Houston. But who do you like? The Denver. I feel like Denver and Minnesota is kind of like a new maybe playoff rivalry. I feel like they play every year.
Yeah, kinda.
I'll go with Denver this one just because of Murray, Gordon, and Joker. I feel like they got a good little depth. They got some good shooters off the bench. You got Braun also in there, the white guy who's pretty good. But I think this is going to be.
I'm with you on that one.
I think this will be. I think them and the Lakers series will be the only series that goes like 6 or 7 games. But I'm going to go with the Nuggets on that one. And go ahead, Gary. Let me know how.
The Lakers going to get swept in the second round. What are you talking about? If they make it to the second round, I mean, they're going to have to play the Thunder. Yeah, this is so. What is?
Do you want to really make it? Yeah.
So tomato.
Yeah.
So they're going down either way.
Yeah. So okay, and then we'll go over the second round after this round's done. But you got the Nuggets as well. You're confident in the Nuggets?
Yeah, I just think it's hard to bet against Joker. He's been playing lights out. You see what he did to Wemby?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was just spinning on Wemby.
I'm saying it right now on camera. You put Wemby in a pick and roll predicament, you can eat that guy up on defense. If you make that guy have to actually play defense and not sag off in the key, not covering anybody, he's going to struggle. And then also on top of that, he only plays 29 minutes a game. So is his nutrition going to be there to go a whole playoff run if a series does go 7 games? You're not playing. Yeah. You're playing like every other night at a certain point. So I'm questioning.
Well, he's on minutes restriction, I think, for an injury actually. So they managed to nurse him to.
He only averaged 29 the whole year. So I mean.
Yeah, but they're managing whatever injury he had, and it allowed him to play like.
Well, he must have been injured the whole season because I heard a stat today.
Yeah,
it was like Luka and another player played the same amount of games as Wemby, but had 400 more minutes than he did.
Yeah, so I saw that whole deal.
And this guy's 22.
Well, that's the new what is it? The new management, load management.
Because he can't hang, dude. I'm telling you, it's gonna be interesting.
I mean, look at what's gonna happen. You overplayed Luka, you overplayed AR, and now beginning of the playoffs, you don't have him. They managed his minutes throughout the year.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So that he could be fresh.
People don't realize he has a great team around him. It's not just Wemby and the rest of them. So that's what kind of makes me upset because I actually sat back and watched some of their games so I could just give an honest opinion about them. And they have great players on their team. But let's jump over
their whole organization. I mean,
well, they tanked for 9 years to get this guy. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They traded so many good players. I mean, they tanked for 9 years to get this guy.
They've got some good players surrounding him right now.
Yeah.
They got
Castle.
They got Fox.
Yeah.
Castle is lights out, and that's why Fox is not getting that many minutes. But playoff time.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be different.
All right, let's jump over to the Eastern Conference now. Another great surprise in the East was the Pistons getting the 1 seed. They were very consistent all year. Not a lot of highs and lows. You know, they might have had a little 3-game losing streak here and there, but they were very consistent. Their team is going to be defense. We're going to muck up the game. We're going to slow it down a little bit. Cade's obviously their main scorer. That's kind of the knock on them. But that was a great surprise.
Injuries.
Yeah, that was a great surprise to see them bounce back after losing in the first round and being this hungry and not being content with how they finished the season before. So in the 7th, 8th matchup, we got the Magic at the Sixers. I'm gonna go with the Sixers in that one just off of pure experience. I think the Magic are a little immature. They played the Celtics.
Mm.
They played the Celtics JV team on Sunday and lost, and they really needed that win. So I'm going to take them in that game. The 9-10 game, we got the Heat at the Hornets. I'm going to go with the Hornets on this one, man. The
I'm
Hornets are
going with the
buzzing.
Heat, man.
The Hornets are
I'm
buzzing
going
right
with
now.
the Heat.
LaMelo, the Ball brothers.
The Heat are gonna cool them off.
You're all about the Ball brothers. Come on, man. You're like the biggest supporter of the Ball brothers, and you're just gonna do LaMelo like that. Oh,
Bam
man.
might drop another 80 on him.
I'm gonna go with the Hornets.
I'm just
I like the Hornets. They're gonna shoot threes with Con Nipple. Is that his name?
Kyle Knipple.
Kyle Knipple.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with him. So I like the Hornets going. Hornets playing the Magic for the 8th seed. I'm gonna go with the Hornets grabbing the 8th seed. Sixers getting the 7th seed. Who do you like on the? Who do you like at that Magic Sixers game? Jamaica Gary.
Magic Sixers. I'm gonna go with the Sixers. I just think the Magic just don't have quite enough experience.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have a point guard that they got a healthy point guard right now.
Yeah.
Which is a thing for them.
Yeah.
So
we'll go
injuries, inexperience. They're still making their way up to getting some playoff experience and gelling as a team.
So do you got the Heat beating them for the 8th seed then?
Oh yeah,
okay.
The Heat. I just think the Heat are well coached, more experienced. They're gonna come out with tenacity every game. They're not gonna quit. Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna have enough to get past them.
Okay, so we can agree the Pistons probably go to the second round. I don't see them any upset really brewing with that one. Even if it's the Heat or the Hornets at the 8th seed, I think the Pistons get out of that series. And then the Sixers-Celtics series could be interesting. Sixers got a pretty athletic backcourt with Edgecombe. You got Paul George. You got Maxey. I know you like Maxey a lot.
I love Maxey.
He's one of those two-way
He's lightning
guys.
fast.
He's a two-way guy. He's not a flamboyant guy, like look at me kind of guy. He just goes out there, lets his game do the talking. So I like him as well. So I can see the Sixers taking that to 6 or 7 games possibly. But I can see the Celtics also maybe just kind of just romping them and getting it done in 5. So do you think the Celtics is a for sure win, or what do you think?
I think the Sixers going to at least win one game in the series, just one game. But I could see that as a 5-6, a 6-game series.
Okay.
5 to 6 games.
All right.
But I give the advantage to the Celtics.
Okay. And then at the 4-5 matchup, we got Cleveland and Toronto. I think this is going to be a tough series for the Cavs to get out, even though they added James Harden. You got Evan Mobley in the front court.
Yeah.
But the Raptors got some sleepers. You got Brandon Ingram. You got Matty Barnes. You got some other players on there that you kind of forget are in the league still. And then you forget about them also because they're in Canada. They're in Toronto, so you don't see them a lot on TV. But I got the Cavs in 7 on this one. Where do you at on that series, Jamaica Gary?
I'm gonna go with the Cavs too, and it's kind of interesting. Both teams are kind of got patched together in the middle of the season with trades.
Yeah.
And so it's just the battle of the trade teams.
Yeah.
Let's see who's gonna gel the fastest.
Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty equal matchup, honestly.
It's fairly equal.
Yeah.
But I just think that Donovan Mitchell and Harden and I forget the other guy's name.
Evan Mobley.
The big man.
Yeah, Mobley.
No, not Mobley.
Well, they got Jarrett too. That guy.
Yeah, they've been using him in a lot of highlight plays.
Yeah, it's a nice little lineup they got there. And then the 3-6, you got the Hawks and the Knicks. The Hawks definitely trading Trae Young. They got rid of Porzingis for Kuminga from the Warriors. So they added some depth to their bench with that one. And really, the Hawks are just at the 6th seed is because they started the season off so slow. And that's, they won a bunch of games and they're able to get into that 6th seed. I'm going to go with the Hawks in this one. I think the Knicks are going to choke. I think Mike Brown's going to choke as the head coach. I think they're going to regret getting rid of Tibbs. And I like the Hawks to upset the Knicks in this series.
Everybody's been betting against the Knicks, and I'm going to join the bandwagon and bet against them too.
That was a good setup.
I mean, they're in the 3rd seed. They brought a lot of guys back. They do have a complete team, but Karl Anthony Towns with the fouls, I just can't count on that guy in the big to get his act together and get over the hump.
Yeah.
So
he's a little spazzy. He's kind of wild with the hands. Like, he's like slapping fools all the time. He'd be tripping and falling out of nowhere. He's got like a size like 25 shoe. Like, yeah, that guy.
There's all kinds of rumors about that guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's a funny one, that's for sure. And then just the fact that they spent so much money on Mikal Bridges, and it's we'll see how they do. But I like the Hawks on that one. And then we'll go over the second round once this first round gets done. But now, at the end of the show, it's the room just stinks. We got the room. We got the room juice takes, man. All right, so our juiced up takes for today is gonna stick with our NBA theme. We're gonna talk about the future of the NBA, how we see it going, and what we liked about this year. I think the future of the NBA is really well. It's doing really good. They're on the streaming. They're on all the streaming sites. They're being very, on the social media, very active. They got a lot of young talent. They got a lot of young guys in the league that are going to be really good players. You got these older guys like your LeBrons, your Stephs, your KDs. It's almost that time to pass the torch type thing, your Draymond Greens. And I think it's going to be in really good hands. It's got to get the tanking and the resting stuff under control, and then get the referees under control too with some better calls. And I think the NBA is going to be doing all right for the future. And just get some things cleaned up. And that's my take. That's my juiced up take on the NBA. Gary, what's your juiced up take for the NBA this year?
Oh man, I love it. This year was exciting. I mean, if you look at the parity that we had from the Eastern Conference to the Western Conference, all of those teams are pretty much, with the exception of like the Thunder and a few other teams, are above everybody else. It made for an exciting year. All of these young players now are getting a chance to shine. Like you said, LeBron, KD, Steph, those guys are starting to kind of fade away. But if you look at some of these young players that are up and coming, you're going to see a lot of athleticism. You're going to see a lot of skill. I mean, the game has transformed. It is transformed, and it's transforming again. Some of those footwork moves that these guys are coming out with, and they're having to like show them in slow motion. That's crazy. It's like video game type stuff. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the playoffs.
Yep, and I think the college game is making it's getting the talent a lot better in the NBA too, because guys are staying in college until they're 30 years old now. So
30-year-old freshmen.
They're season vets. They already got a 401k once they get this shit started. So they got a full portfolio of investments already. Own a couple pads, So I feel like the NBA is going to do all right. These clean up the whole.
The NBA is.
You clean up the tank.
NBA's got talent for days.
Yeah, you clean up the tank and shit. I think you're going to be all right. They got a good thing going with the All-Star game now, so they're definitely thinking outside the box. Obviously, when you're trying different stuff, not everything's going to always hit, but you got to give it a shot. You never know. Inside the NBA was great with Shaq and the boys. I'm glad they were on ESPN. Glad to see them back. And I'm really looking forward to these playoff runs. This is when it's going to get really good. So I'm looking forward to messaging.
I'm not going to have a voice.
Yeah,
I'm not going to have a voice.
And we'll be back with episode 4 for the second round of the playoffs. We'll do some more predictions and what we thought were some surprises in the first round. And that's the Juiced Up Show NBA special, episode 3. Myself, Jake Accardo, Jamaica Gary. Jamaica Gary, send us on out, man. Send us on out tonight, brother. God bless everybody.
NBA playoffs, baby. Yeah. Starting on Saturday.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace and love.
All right, peace.